Why should my hopes of fate be so timorous? This place is holy, so is my intent. I love her beauties to the holy purpose.
My lord, are you here? The wind is now with us, we are one for a swift and pleasant passage.
Sure you're deceived, friend. Tis contrary in my best judgments. Even now I observe the temple veins are turned full in my face. I know it is against me.
Against you? Then you know not where you are, lord.
Not well indeed.
Oh, you not well?
Yes, Jasperino. Unless I have some hidden malady within me, which I understand not.
And that I do begin to doubt. I have never known you for any reason to travel without cause to pause. On land, I have seen you with the men gather up the horses for speed. And on boat, I have seen you haul upon the anchors to bring forth the mainsails to gather the foremost breath, and be in continual prayer for good winds. Have you so changed your horizons?
No, friend, I keep the same church, same devotion.
Yes, the lover. I doubt not. The Stoic was found in you long ago. Your mother, they are your best friends, and lay snares of beauty, aye, and choice ones too. What could be this choice?
Lord, how violent thou art! I was but meditating on somewhat I heard within the temple.
Violence! Ha! 'Tis but idleness compared to yesterday.
I'm all this while a going man.
Yes, backwards, methinks. But come, look, here are the servants. Here are the mariners. Shall we load your trunks?
No, not today. I do not know the end, and needs I must do of some affair in hand, ere I can go to sea.
He salutes a woman and kisses her too. Wonderful! Where learnt he this? And does it so perfectly too? In all my good conscience, I ne'er see him rehearse this before. Nay, go on! This will be stranger in Valencia by half than if with ransom half of Greece from the Turk.
You are a scholar, sir.
A weak one, lady.
Which of the sciences is this love that you speak of?
From your tongue, I take it to be musical.
You are skillful in it, can sing at first sight.
And I've shown you all my skill at once. I want more words to express me further, but must be forced to repetition. I love you dearly.
For 5 days past to be recalled. Sure mine eyes were mistaken. This was the man was meant for me. That he should come so near his time and miss it.
I see we may have come by carriers from Valencia and saved our sea-borne provisions. We are furthest, methinks. I should do something too. I had meant to be a venturer on this voyage. Yonder's another vessel. I'll board her. And if she be legal prize, then down goes her topsails.
Lady, your father...
Is in health, I hope.
Your eye shall instantly instruct you, lady, he's coming hitherward.
What needed then your duteous preface? I had rather he had come unexpected. You must stall a good present with unnecessary blabbing, and how welcome the odd part you are, I'm sure you know.
We'll never mend. This scorn, one side or other. Must I be enjoined to follow her still while she flies from me? Well, fates do your worst. I'll please myself with sight of her at all opportunities, if but to spite her anger. I know she'd rather see me dead than living, but she knows no cause for it, but a peevish will.
You seem displeased, lady, on the sudden.
Pardon, sir. It is my infirmity. Nor can I other reason render you than his or hers of some particular thing they must abandon as a deadly poison, which to 1,000 other tastes is wholesome, such to mine eyes as that same gentleman there.
This is a frequent frailty in our nature. There's scarce a man amongst 1,000 sound but hath his imperfection. One distastes the scent of roses, which to influence most pleasing is, and odoriferous. There's scarce a thing that is both loved and loathed. Myself, I must confess, have the same frailty.
What's your poison, sir? I'm bold to ask.
What be your desire, perhaps? Cherry?
I am no enemy to any creature my memory hath. But your gentleman,
He does ill to tempt your sight, if he knew it.
he cannot be ignorant of that, sir. I'm not spared to tell him so, but I want to help myself, since he's in good respect with my father and follows him.
He's out of his place then now.
I am a mad wag wench.
So methinks. But for your comfort, I can tell you have a doctor in the city who undertakes the cure of such.
Tush. I know what state of physic my own body needs.
'Tis scarce a well-governed state, I believe.
I could show thee a thing with an ingredient that we two could compound together. And if it did not cool the hottest blood in the town for 2 hours ere long, I'd ne'er profess physic ere again.
A little poppy, sir. 'Twere good to cause you sleep.
Poppy! I'll pop thee on the lips for that.
My father, sir.
Make way for Lord Vermandiro. Make way there.
Ah, Joanna, came to meet thee. Your devotions ended?
For this time, sir, I shall change my saint, Sir Vianney. I feel a giddy turning in me. Sir, this while I'm beholding to this gentleman, who left his course to keep me company, and I find in discourse him much desirous to see your castle. He hath deserved it, if ye be pleased to grant it.
With all my heart, sir. Yet there's an article between. I must know your country. We use not to give survey of our chief strengths to strangers. Our citadel's a place conspicuous to outward view on prominent tops, but within are secrets.
A Valencian, sir.
A Valencian? Well, that's native, sir. Of what name, I beseech you?
Alsamero, sir.
Alsamero. Ah, not the son of John the Alsamero.
The same, sir.
Ha! My best love, bid you welcome. I knew your father, sir. We two were in acquaintance long ago, before our chins were worthy of a beard. So continued until the stamp of time had coined us into silver. Well, he's gone, and a good soldier went with him.
We went together in that, sir.
No, Bison Jacques, I came behind him. Yet I have done somewhat too. An unhappy day swallowed him at last at Gibraltar, in fight with those rebellious Hollanders, was it not so?
A death I had revenged, or followed in fate, the late peace had not prevented me.
It was time to breathe. Oh, Joanna, I should have told thee news. I saw Paraco lately.
That's ill news.
He's hot preparing for his day of triumph. Thou must be a bride within this 7 night.
Nay, sir, be not so violent. With speed I cannot render satisfaction unto the dear companion of my soul, of virginity, whom thus I long have lived with, and be parted with so rude and suddenly. Can such friends be divided, never to meet again without a solemn farewell?
Tush, tush. There's a toy.
I must now part and never meet again with joy upon the earth. Sir, your pardon, my affairs call on me.
How, sir? By no means, not changed so soon, I hope. You must see my castle, and have best entertainments ere we part. I shall think myself unkindly used else. Never come, let's on. I had good hope your stay had been a while with us here in Alicante. I might have bid you to my daughter's wedding.
He means to feast me and poisons me beforehand. I would dearly glad to be there, sir, if my occasions did suit as I could wish.
I should be sorry if you were not there when it is done, sir, but not so soon.
Tell you, sir, the gentleman's complete. A courtier, a gallant, enriched with many fair and noble ornaments. I would not change him for a son-in-law for any he in Spain. The proudest he, and we have great ones, that you know.
He's much bound to you, sir.
He should be bound to me as fast as this tie can hold him. I'll want my will else.
I want mine if you do it.
But come, let's on. And by the way, I'll tell you more of him.
How should I dare venture in his castle if his charge is murderers at the gate? But I must on. Back I cannot go.
Not this serpent gone yet.
Look, thy glove has fallen. Stay. De Flores, help a little.
Here, lady.
Mischief on your officious forwardness! Who
come with a mischief. Now, I know she had rather wear my pelt, tanned in a pair of dancing pumps, than I should thrust my fingers into her sockets. Here. I know she hates me. Cannot choose but love her. No matter. If but to vex her, I'll haunt her still. Though I get nothing else, I'll have my will.
Themselves higher and broader than the younger plants.
Shrewd application. There's the fair man. I would wear my ring on my own finger. Whilst it is borrowed, it is none of mine, but it is use of it.
You must keep it on still then, sir. If it but lie by, someone or other will be thrusting into it.
Thou construest me, Lolio. Here thy watchful eye must find employment. I cannot always be at home.
I dare swear you cannot.
I must look out.
I know, you must look out. 'Tis every man's case.
Here I do say, thy employment must be to watch the treadings and in my absence supply my place.
I'll do my best, sir. Yet surely I cannot see who there are cause to be jealous of.
Thy reason for that, Lawyer? Oh, 'tis a comfortable question.
There are but two sorts of people in this house, sir, both under the whip, that's fools and madmen. One hath not wit enough to be a knave, the other not knavery enough to be a fool.
These are all my patients, Lawyer. I do profess the cure of either sort. My trade, my living it is, I thrive by it. But here's the care that mixes with my thrift. The daily visitants that come to see my brain-sick patients, I would not have to see my wife. Gallants I do observe, a quick, enticing eye, rich in habits, of stature and proportion very comely. These are most shrewd temptations, Lolio.
They may be easily answered, sir. If they come to see our fools and our madmen, then you and I may serve turn and leave my mistress alone. She is of neither sort.
'Tis a good ward indeed. Come they see our fools and our madmen, let them see no more than what they come for. By this context, they must not see her. I'm sure she's no fool.
And I'm sure, sir, that she is no madman.
Hold that buckler hard, Lolio. My trust is on thee, and I count it firm and strong. What hour is it?
Close to belly hour, sir.
Dinner time? That means 12 o'clock.
Yeah, every part has its hour, sir. At 6 we wake and look about us, that's eye hour. At 7 we should pray, so that's knee hour. At 8 we go for a walk, that's leg hour. At 9 we gather flowers and pluck the rose, that's nose hour. At 10 we drink, that's mouth hour. 11 we lay about us for victuals, that's hand hour. But at 12 we dine, that is belly hour, sir.
Profoundly, Lawyer. It'll be long ere all thy students learn that lesson. And I did look to have a new one entered. Stay. I think my expectation has come home.
Save you, sir. My business speaks itself. This sight takes up the labour of my tongue.
Yes, 'tis plain enough you mean it for my patient.
And if your pain is acrimonious, to give him but some little strength to a sick and weak part of nature in him. These are but patterns to show you of the whole pieces that will follow to you, beside the charge of diet, washing, and other necessaries fully defrayed.
You'll believe it, miss. There shall be no care wanting.
Miss, an officer in this place may deserve something. The trouble will pass through my hands.
'Tis fit something should come to your hands then, sir.
Yes, miss. 'Tis I that must read to him and keep him sweet. What's his name?
His name is Antonio. Marry means but only half to him, only Tony.
Tony. Tony. 'Tis enough, and a very good name for a fool. What's your name, Tony?
Well, I thank you, cousin.
Good boy. Now, hold your head up. He can laugh. Now, I perceive by this he is no beast.
Well, sir, if you can raise him but to any height, any degree of wit might he attain, as I might say, to creep but on all fours towards the chair of wit, or walk on crutches, 'twould add an honour to your worthy pains, and a great family might pray for you, to which he should be heir had he discretion to claim and guide his own. Assure you, sir, he is a gentleman.
Nay, there's no one would deny that. At first sight, I took him for a gentleman. He looks no other yet.
Let him have good attendance and sweet lodging.
As sweet as my mistress lies in. And if you would but allow us time and means, we will raise him up to a high degree of discretion.
Nay, there shall no cost want, sir.
He should hardly be stretched up to the wit of a Magnifico.
That's not to be expected. Far short will be enough.
I warrant you, I will raise him to be fit for office in 2. Make that 5 weeks. I will raise him up to the wit of a constable.
If it be lower than that, it might, sir, turn.
No, I shall go further then. Say I was to bring him up to my own pitch. Say I was to make him as wise as myself.
Why, there I would have it.
We'll go to then. Either I'll be an arrant as full as he, or I should be as wise as I, in which case I think I'll serve his turn.
Nay, I do like my wit passing well.
And so you should. Yes, had I not been a fool, I'd have more wit than I have too. Remember what state you find me in.
I will, and so leave you. Your best cares, I beseech you.
Thank you now, you leave them all with us.
My cousin's gone! Cousin!
Tony! There must be whipped, you two! Your cousin is still here? I am your cousin now, Tony.
Oh! Then I'll not cry if thou beest my cousin.
I best try his wit a little. I wait to see what form to place him in.
I do, Lolly, I do.
I shall ask him simple questions at first. Tony, how many true fingers does a tailor have upon his right hand?
As many as on his left, cousin.
Oh, good. And how many on both?
2 less than a deuce, cousin.
Very well answered. I come to you again, Tony. How many fools make for a wise man?
40 in a day sometimes, cousin.
40 in a day? How prove you that, sir?
All that fall out amongst themselves and make for a lawyer to be made friends.
Oh, a cunning fool! He should be placed in the fourth form at least, I perceive that. Oh, I come to you again, Tony. Now, how many knaves make an honest man?
I know not that, cousin.
No. 'Tis too hard a question for you. Well, I'll tell you, cousin. It's 3 knaves make for an honest man. There's a sergeant, a jailer, and a beadle. The sergeant catches him, the jailer holds him, and the beadle lashes him. And if the beadle cured then the hangman was curing.
That's fine sport, cousin.
Oh, that was too deep a question to put to the fool, Lolly-o.
Aye, sir. Though to serve you, though I say it. Ah, no! No! Once more, and then thou shalt go play.
Oh, aye. Are you push-pin, cousin?
So thou shalt. Tell me, Tony, how many fools are here?
2, cousin. Thou and I.
Nay! Thou go too far!
Put his head in the pillory.
That's too little! Give her more onion, or the devil will cross around her.
You can tell what time of day it is. The charge of bedroom goes.
Peace, I say, on the wire comes.
There's no help that Welsh madman. He was undone by now for spoiling the parmesan. He's lost his wits for it.
They must be fed, Lolly-o. Their time is now.
Well,
You to your charge and I'll to mine.
get ye to your madman's wars. Leave me alone with the fools.
Remember my last charge, Lolly-o.
Which of your passions do you take me for? Come, Tony! You must amongst your schoolfellows now. There are some pretty scholars amongst them, I can tell you.
I would see the madmen, cousin, if they would not bite me.
They shall not bite me, Tony.
They bite when they're at dinner, do they not, cuz?
Oh, they bite and dinner indeed, Tony. Oh, I shall gain some credit by thee. Oh, I like thee best of all the scholars I ever brought up. And, well, you shall prove a wise man, whereas I shall prove a fool myself. Come, Tony.
I am ready now for that fair service, which makes the name of friendship glorious on you. Good angels and his conduct be your guide. Fitness of time and place is there set down, sir.
The joy I shall return rewards my service.
How wise is Alsamiro in his friend. It shows he makes his choice with judgment. Methinks I laugh now with the eyes of judgment, and see the way to merit. Clearly see it. What's Parappa my father spends his breath for? And his blessing is only mine as I regard his name. Else it goes from me, turns head against me, transformed into a curse. Some speedy way must be remembered. And he's so forward too, so urgent in that way, it scarce allows me breath to speak to my new comforts.
Yonder's she. Whatever ails me now, or late especially, I can as well be hanged as refrain seeing her. Some 20 times a day, nay, not so little do I force errands, frame ways and excuses to come into her sight. And I have small reason for it, and less encouragement, for she baits me still worse every time than the other, professes herself the cruelest enemy to my face in the town, and no hand can abide the sight of me, as if danger or ill luck hung in my looks. must confess, my face is bad enough. But I know others, far worse, has better fortune, and not endured alone, but doted on. For my hard fate has turned me out to servitude. I tumbled into this world, a gentleman. She turns her blessed eye upon me now, and I'll endure all storms before I part with it.
Again, this ominous, ill-faced fellow more disturbs me than all my other passions.
Now it begins, and I'll stand this storm of hail, though the stones pelt me.
Thy business! What's thy business?
Soft and fair, I cannot part so soon.
The villain's fixed. Thou stand in toad pool.
The shower falls amain now.
Who sent thee? What's thy errand? Leave my sight.
My lord your father charged me deliver a message to you.
What? Another sentence? Do it and be hanged then. Let me be rid of thee.
True service merits mercy.
What's thy message?
Signor Alonso de Baracquo, lady, sole brother to Tomasina de Baracquo.
Slave, when wilt you make an end?
Too soon I shall.
What of him?
Said Alonso, with the aforesaid Tomasina,
Yet again?
is new alighted.
Vengeance, strike the news! Thou thing most loathed! What cause was there in this to bring thee to my sight?
My lord your father charged me to seek you out.
Is there no other to send this errand by?
It seems my luck to be in the way still.
Get thee from me!
So. Why, am not I an ass, thus to devise ways to be railed at? I must see her still. I shall have another mad qualm within this hour, I know it, and like a common garden bull, I do but take breath to be lugged again. What this may bode, I know not, but I'll despair the less, because there's daily precedent of bad faces, beloved beyond reason. These foul chops may come into favour amongst his fellows one day. Wrangling has proved the mistress of good pastime. As children will cry themselves to sleep, I have known women chide themselves to bed with men.
I never see this fellow, but I think of some harm towards me. Danger's in my mind still. I scarce leave trembling over an hour after. The next good mood I find my father in, I'll get him quite discarded. Oh, I was lost in this small torment, and had forgotten affliction's fiercer torrent which comes to bear down on all my comforts.
You're both welcome, but an especial welcome belongs to you, sir, to whose most noble name our love presents the addition of a son, our son, Alonso.
The Treasury of Honour cannot bring forth a title I should more rejoice in, sir.
You have improved it well. Daughter, prepare. The day will steal upon thee suddenly.
I shall keep that night, if it should come so near me.
Alonso,
Sister?
in truth, I see small welcome in her eye.
Aye, you're too severe a censurer of love, in all points. There's no bringing on you. If lovers should mark everything a fault, affection would be like an ill-set book, whose flaws might prove as big as half a volume.
That's all I do entreat.
'Tis but reasonable. I'll see what my son says to it. Son, Alonso, here's a motion made but to reprieve the maidenhead 3 days longer. The request is not far out of reason, for indeed the former time is pinching.
Though my joys be set back as much time as I could wish they had been forward. Yet, since she desires it, the time is set as pleasing as before. I find no gladness wanting.
May I ever meet it in that point still. You're nobly welcome, sir.
So, did you mark the dullness of her parting now?
What dullness? What so exception still?
Why let it go then? I am not a fool to mark your hurts so heedfully.
Where's the oversight?
Come. Your faith is cozened in her, strongly cozened. Untie your affection with all speed wisdom can bring it to. Your peace is ruined else. Think what a torment it is. To marry one whose heart is leapt into another's bosom. If ever pleasure she receive from thee, it comes not in thy name, or by thy gift. She lies but with another in thine arms. He, the half-father unto all thy children in the conception. If he get him not, she helps to get him for him in his passions. And how dangerous and shameful her restraint may go in time to. It is not to be thought on without sufferings.
You speak as if she loved some other man.
Do you apprehend so slowly?
Nay, that be your only fear. I am safe enough. Preserve your friendship and your counsel, sister, for times of more distress. I should depart an enemy, a dangerous, deadly one to any but thyself. I should but think. She knew the meaning of inconstancy, much less the use of practice. Yet, we're friends.
Yes, Richard.
So pray, let no more be urged. I can endure much until I meet an injury to her. Then I'm not myself. Farewell, sweet sister. How much we are bound to heaven to depart lovingly.
Why, here is love's tame madness. Thus a man quickly steals into his vexation. The place is my charge. You have kept your hour, and the reward of a just meeting bless you. Why, my lady coming? Complete gentleman. I dare not be too busy with my praises. They're dangerous things to deal with.
This goes well. These women are their ladies' cabinets. Things of most precious trust are locked into them.
I have within mine eyes all my desires. Request that holy prayers ascend heaven for, and bring them down to furnish our defects. Come not more sweetly unto my wishes than now unto my desires.
We are so alike in our expressions, lady, that I must borrow the same words or never find their equals.
How happy were this meeting, how this embrace, were it free from envy. Oh, this poor kiss, it hath an enemy, a hateful one that wishes poison to it. Oh, how well were I now were there no such name as Perequo, and no such tie as the command of parents. I should be but too much blessed.
One good service should strike off both your fears.
Pray, let me find you, sir. What might that service be so strangely happy?
The honourablest thing about man, valour. I shall send a challenge to Perequo instantly.
How? Call you that extinguishing of fear which is the only way to keep it flaming? Are you not mentioning the action that's all my joys and comforts? So you prevailed. Your dangers are not mine, Ned. The law would claim you from me, or obscurity be made the grave to bury you alive. But unto guiltiness becomes the fouler visage. Now I think on one. I was to blame. I had marred so good a market with my scorn, it had been done questionless. The ugliest creature creation framed for some use. Yet I could not mark so much where it should be.
Lady!
Oh, why men of art make much of poison? Keep one to expel the other. Where was my art?
Lady, you hear not me.
Oh, I do especially, sir. The present times are not so on our side as those hereafter may be. We must use them then, as thrifty folks their wealth sparingly until the time opens.
You teach wisdom, lady.
Within their dire found her.
Do you call, madam?
Perfect your service and conduct this gentleman the private way you brought him.
I shall, madam.
My love's as firm as love e'er built upon.
I have watched this meeting, and do wonder much what will become of the other. I'm sure both cannot be served, unless she transgress. Happily then, I'll put in for one. For if a woman flies from a point from him she makes her husband, she mounts and spreads them like arithmetic. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, becoming in time sutler to an army royal. Now do I look to be most richly railed at, but I must see her.
Why put K-side low with him? Has not just youth and beauty paid a sepulchre? Must I be show it? Cannot I keep my secret and serve my turn upon him? See, he's here. Dolores!
I shall run mad with joy. She called me fairly by my own name, De Floris, and neither rogue nor rascal.
What are you done to your face, Elaine? You've met with some good physician. You've proved yourself, methinks. You not want to look so amorously.
Not I, lady. 'Tis the same physiognomy to a hair and a pimple she called scurvy scarce an hour ago. How is this?
Come hither. Nearer, man.
I'm up to the chin in heaven.
Turn, let me see. Ah, 'tis for the heat of liver I perceived it. I thought it had been worse.
The fingers touch me. She smells all amber.
I'll make up a water for you. Shall cleanse this within a fortnight.
With your own hands, lady.
Yes, mine own, and a work of cure. I'll trust no other.
'Tis half an act of pleasure to hear her speak thus to me.
When we're used to a hard face, 'tis not so displeasing. It mends still an opinion. Hourly mends. I see it by experience.
I was blessed to light upon this minute. I shall make use of it.
Hardness becomes the visage of a man well. It argues service, resolution, manhood, as if cause were of employment.
'Twould be soon seen. If e'er your ladyship had cause to use it, I would but wish the honour of a service so happy as that mounts to.
We shall try you. Oh, my De Floris.
She calls me hers already, my De Floris. You were about to sigh out somewhat, madam.
No. Was I? Oh, I forget.
It is again. The very fellow on it.
You are too quick, sir.
That's twice now, madam. There is no excuse. That sigh would fain have utterance. Take pity on it.
Would creation have formed me a man, I should not then be forced to marry one I hate beyond all depths. I should have the power to oppose my loathings. Nay, remove them ever from my sight.
Oh, blessed occasion. Without change to your sex, you have your wishes. Claim so much man in me.
In thee? There's small cause for that.
Put it not from me. It's a service I kneel for to you.
You are too violent to me faithfully. There's horror in my service, blood and danger. Can those things be to sue for?
If you knew how sweet it were to me to be employed in any act of yours, you would then say I failed, and use not reverence enough when I received the charge on it.
This is much, methinks, but like his wants are greedy, and to such gold tastes like angels' food. Prize.
I'll have the work first.
Possible his needs are strong upon him. There's to encourage thee, as thou art forward on thy service dangerous, thy reward shall be precious.
That I have thought on. I have assured myself of that beforehand, and I know it will be precious. The thought ravishes.
then take into thy fury.
I thirst for him.
Alonso to Paracqua.
His end's upon him. He shall be seen no more.
How lovely thou dost appear to me now. Never was a man dearly rewarded.
I do think on that.
Be wondrous careful in the execution.
Why? Are not both our lives upon this cast?
Then I throw all my fears on thy service.
They ne'er shall rise to hurt you.
When the deed is done, I'll furnish all things for thee to make thy flight. Thou may live bravely in another country.
I will speak of that hereafter.
I shall rid myself of two inveterate loathings, Paracqua and his dog face.
Oh, my blood. Methinks I feel her in my arms already. Her wanton fingers combing out this beard and being pleased, praising this bad face. Hunger and pleasure they'll commend sometimes slovenly dishes and feed heartily on them. Nay, which is stranger, refuse daintier for them. Some women are odd feeders. But I'm too loud. Here comes the man goes supplest to bed, yet shall not rise tomorrow for his dinner.
De Flores!
My kind, honourable lord.
I'm glad I have met with thee.
Sir?
Thou canst show me the full strength of the castle?
That I can, sir.
I much desire it.
Well, if the ways and straits of some of the passages be not too tedious, I will assure you, worth your time and sight, my lord.
That shall be of no hindrance.
I'm your servant, then. 'Tis now near dinner time. Against your lordship's rising, I shall have the keys about me.
Thanks, kind De Flores.
He safely thrust upon me, beyond hopes. I was afraid, my lord. I wanted for the postern. This is it. I've all, my lord. This one for the sconce.
'Tis a most spacious and impregnable fort.
You'll tell me more. This descent is somewhat narrow. We shall never pass well without weapons. They'll but trouble us.
That says true.
Pray, let me help your lordship.
'Tis done. Thanks, kind De Flores.
Here are hooks, my lord, to hang such things on purpose.
Lead. I'll follow thee.
All this is nothing. You shall see anon a place you little dreamed of.
I am glad I've had this leisure. All your master's house. Imagine I had taken a gondola.
All but myself, sir, which makes up my safety. I'll place you at a casement here, my lord. We'll show you the full strength of all the castle. Look, spend your eye a while upon that object.
His rich variety, De Flores.
Yes, sir.
Good ammunition.
Aye. There's ordnance, sir. No bastard metal. will ring you a peal like bells at great men's funerals. Keep your eye straight, my lord. Take a special notice of that sconce before you. There you may dwell a while.
I'm upon it.
And so am I.
Flores, whose malice hast thou put on?
What? Will you question a work of secrecy? I must silence you. I must silence you. So, here's an undertaking, well accomplished. This vault serves to good use now. What's that? Threw sparkles in my eye. 'Tis a diamond he wears upon his finger. This was well found. It approves the work. So fast on! Not part in death. I'll take a speedy course then. Finger and all shall off. Now, to clear the passages from all suspect fear!
Why, sirrah? Whence have you commission to fetter the doors against me? If you keep me in a cage, pray whistle to me, let me be doing something.
You shall be doing, if it please you. I'll whistle to you, if you're quite after.
Is it for your master's pleasure, or your own, to keep me in this pinfold?
'Tis my master's pleasure, lest being taken in another man's corn, he might be pounded in some other place.
Oh, 'tis very well, and he'll prove very wise.
My master says you shall have company enough in the house, if you please to be sociable of all sorts of people.
Of all sorts. Why, here's none but fools and madmen.
Very well. And where will you find any other if you were to go abroad? And as my master and I to boot too.
I am of either sort one, a madman and a fool.
Well, I would participate of both then, if I was as you. You are madman, really. You are foolish.
Oh, you're a round, saucy rascal! Come, sir. Afford me then the pleasure of your bed. You're commending once today to me your last come lunatic. What a proper body there was about brains to guide it, and what a pitiful delight appeared in that defect. As if you had found a mirth in madness. Pray, sir, let me partake, if there be such a pleasure.
If I do not show you the handsomest, discreetest man, the one that I might call the understanding man, then you may say that I am a fool.
Well, 'tis a match. I will say so.
Once you've had a taste of the madman, you shall, if you please, see the Fool's College on the other side. I seldom look there. 'Tis but, well, shooting a bolt or two and you're in amongst them. Come, sir. Let's see how handsomely you behave now.
How sweetly she looks. Oh, but there's a wrinkle in her brow as deep as philosophy. Anacreon, drink to my mistress' health. I'll fetch it. Stay. Stay. There's a spider in the garden. No, tis but a gravestone. Fear nothing, poet, swallow it. Ah, lift higher, lift higher.
Alack, alack. 'Tis too full of pity to be laughed at. How came you mad? Canst not tell?
And love, mistress.
Hail, bright Titania, why standst thou idle on these flowery banks? Oberon is playing with his dryads. I know. I'll fetch daisies, and primrose, and violets, and bind them in a vase of pearls.
No! No! Not so near! You see your danger, sir!
Hold thy hand, great Diarmid. Thou feast thy horses well. They shall obey thee. Get up, Persephone steals.
See how I owe my flock? A shepherd has not his dog at more obedience.
His conscience is unquiet. Sure that was the cause of this. A proper gentleman.
Come hither, Aesculapius. Hide the poison.
Well, 'tis hid.
Didst thou never hear of one Tiresias, a famous poet?
Yes, him that kept the tame wild geese.
That's he. I am the man.
No!
Yes! Juno struck me blind.
I never believed that. For a woman, they say, has an eye more than a man.
I say, she struck me blind.
And Luna made you mad. So now, you have got two trains to bed with.
Luna is now big-bellied, and there's room enough for both of us to ride with Hecate. I'll drag thee up into her silver sphere, and there we'll kick the dog and beat the bush to bark against the witches of the night. The swift lycanthropy that walks the round will tear their wolfish skins and save the sheep.
Nay, come to this! No, the magistrate abused our master!
Over the edge of him, grows dangerous.
Sweet love, pity me. Pity me to love with you.
Nay! I would see thee wiser and get thee to your kennel!
She sleeps. Draw all the curtains round. Let no soft sound molest the pretty soul, but love, and love creeps in at a mouse hole.
Get into your hole! Get me hence! Right, come, mistress. Now thou shalt see another sort. They shall be fooled another while. Come, Tony. Come here then, Tony. Now, Tony. Look who lies yonder, Tony.
Cousin, is it not my aunt?
Yes, Tony. It is, wonderful.
How do you, uncle?
Have no fear, mistress. He is but a gentle midget. You may play with him as safely as with his bauble.
How long hast thou been a fool?
Ever since I came hither, cousin.
Cousin, I am none of thy cousin's fool.
Oh, mistress. I thought we'll always have wit enough to claim his kingdom.
Hadn't you, check on your scholars, sir?
Must I come amongst you out there? Mistress, keep you the fool. Will I go and play left-handed Orlando amongst the madmen?
Well, sir?
'Tis opportuneful now, sweet lady. Nay, cast no amazing eye upon this change.
What?
This shape of folly shrouds your dearest love, the choice servant to your powerful beauties, whose magic had this force thus to transform me.
You're a fine fool indeed.
Which is not strange. Love has an intellect that runs through all the scrutinous sciences, and like a cunning poet, catches a quantity of every knowledge, yet brings all home into one mystery, into one secret that he perceives in.
You are a dangerous fool.
No danger in me. I bring naught but love, and his soft wounding shafts to strike you with. Try but one arrow. If it hurts you, I'll stand you 20 back in recompense.
And a forward for 2.
This was love's teaching. 1,000 ways he fashioned out my way, and this I found the safest and the nearest to tread the galaxia to my star.
Profound withal. Sure you dreamed of this. Love never taught it waking.
Take no acquaintance of these outward follies. There is within a gentleman that loves you.
And when I see him, I'll speak with him. Till then, keep your habit, it becomes you well enough, as you are. A gentleman. I'll not discover. That is all the favour you must expect. When you grow weary, you may leave the school, for you have to allow play at the full.
I must again.
I thank you, cousin. I'll be your Valentine tomorrow morning.
How do you like the fool, mistress?
Passing well, sir.
He's witty, pretty well for a fool, is he not?
If he goes on as he begins, he is likely to come to something.
Oh, I thank a good tutor. He may put him to it. He begins to answer some pretty hard questions. Tony, how much is 5 times 6?
5 times 6 is 6 times 5.
Now, what arithmetician could have answered better? And what is 107?
107 is 701, cousin.
Yeah. No wit to speak of. Will you be rid of the mistress? Rid of the fool now, mistress?
Nay, by all means.
Must I come again? How is my master come out? Am I not to gather both of these fools together? You wait! I'm telling you!
Why should a minute of love's hour be lost?
Try out again. I'd rather you kept your other posture. Come not your tongue when you speak from your clothes.
Oh. How can he freeze who lives near so sweet a warmth? Shall I alone wander through the orchard of the Hesperides and cowardly not dare to pull an apple? This, with the red cheeks, I must venture for.
Take heed, there's giants keep them.
How now, fool? Are you good at that? I perceive. I must ask harder questions for you, I believe that.
You were bold. And without fear, too.
What should I fear? Having all joys about me? Do you but smile, and love shall play the wanton on your lips. Meet and retire, retire and meet again. Look you but cheerfully, and in your eyes I shall behold mine own deformity and dress myself up fairer. I know this shape becomes me not, but in those bright mirrors I shall array me handsomely. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! What are these?
They are thus full of lunatics who act their fantasies in any shape that suits their present thoughts. They're sad, they cry. If mirth be their conceit, they laugh again. Sometimes they act like beasts and birds, braying, barking, singing, howling, all as their wild fancies prompt them. But
These are no fears.
aye, but here's a large one.
That's quite a story indeed, cousin.
Come, Tony.
Prithee, cuz, let me stay here still.
No, thou must do that book. Thou hast played sufficiently.
Your fool has grown wondrous witty.
Well, I'll say nothing. But I do think that he will put you down one of these days.
not get abroad to seek her sin. It would come home one ways or else. The point will to the fixed set north. Such drawing arctics women's beauties are.
How dost thou, sweet rogue?
How now?
Come. It is a matter of degree. One fool might be better than another.
What's the matter?
Come. If thou hast a mind for fool's flesh, then have at me!
Oh, you false slave, you! Oh.
Come. I can follow thee now as the other fool did. What should I fear? Having all joys about me. Do you but smile, and love shall play the wanton on your lip. And so it follows. Come, sweet rogue, kiss me. Let me feel how my pulses beat. Thou hast something about thee that would give a man pleasure. And I will handle it!
Zero no more! I see! You have discovered this love's knight errant, who have made adventure for purchase of my love. Be silent! Mute! Mute as a statue, or his injunction for my enjoying shall be to cut thy throat. I'll do it, but for no other purpose, and be sure he'll not refuse it.
My share. That's all. I'll have my fool's pack with you.
No more you must.
Sweet, how dost thou?
Your bounden servant, sir.
Fie, sweetheart, no more of that.
Oh, you were best lock me up.
Oh, in my arms and bosom, my sweet Isabella, I'll lock thee up most nearly. Lilia, we have employment. We have task at hand. At noble Verandero's, our castle captain, there is a nuptial to be solemnized. Beatrice Joanna, his fair daughter bride, for which the gentleman hath bespoke our pains. A mixture of our fools and our madmen to finish, as it were, and make fine of all the rebels the third night from the first. This is a good reward begun, and will beget a bounty be it known.
That may be easily answered, sir. You have about us fools and madmen who can dance very well, and 'tis no wonder. The best dancers are not the wisest men, and with good reason. We'll let off jumping, they jolt their brains down to their heels. So much so that they would raise more on their heels than their heads.
Honest, Lilia, thou gives me good reason and a comfort in it.
You've a fine trade on it. Fools and madmen are a staple commodity.
Wife, we must live, eat, wear clothes. Just as the lawyers lay when we arrive, by fools and by madmen we both do thrive.
King's love.
I had her fellow once, sir, but heaven has married her to joys eternal. 'Twas sin to wish her in this vale again. But come, your friend and you shall see the pleasures which my health chiefly joys in.
I hear the beauties of this seat largely.
Ah, it falls much short of that.
So here's one step into my father's favour. Time will fix him. I've got him now, the liberty of the house. So wisdom by degrees works out her freedom. And if that eye be dark and it offends me, oh, I wait but that eclipse. This gentleman shall soon shine glorious in my father's liking, through the refulgent virtue of my love.
My thoughts are at the banquet for the deed. I feel no weight in it. 'Tis but light and cheap for the sweet recompense I set down for it.
De Flores,
Lady,
thy looks promise cheerfully.
all things are answerable. Time, circumstance, your wishes, and my service.
Is it done then?
Paraquo is no more.
Oh, my joys are born of my lies! Our sweetest delights are evermore born weeping!
I've a token for thee.
Oh, for me?
It was sent somewhat unwillingly. I could not get the ring without the finger.
Bless me, what hast thou done?
Why, is that more than killing the whole man? I cut his heartstrings. A greedy hand thrust in a dish of caught in mistake, but had as much as this.
'Tis the first token my father made me send him.
I made him send it back again for his last token. I was loath to leave it, and I'm sure dead men have no use of jewels. He was as loath to part with it, for it stuck as if the flesh and it were both one substance.
At the stag's fall the keeper has his feast. 'Tis soon applied. All dead man's fees are yours, sir. I pray bury the finger. But the stone you may make use on shortly. The true value taken of my truth is near 300 ducats.
Scarcely by a cupcase for one's conscience, though, as fine as 'tis to keep it from the worm. Well, being my fees, I will take it. Great men have taught me that.
Why, thou mistakest, De Flores. It was not meant by way of recompense.
No, well, I hope not, lady. You would soon witness my contempt to it then.
Prithee, thou lookest if thou wert offended.
That was strange. 'Tis not possible my service could draw such a cause from you. Offended? Could you think so?
Were misery in me to give you cause, sir?
I know so much. It was so. Misery in her most sharp condition.
'Tis resolved then. Look you, sir. Here is 3,000 golden florins. I have not thought meanly upon thy merit.
Ha! Salary? Now you move me!
How, De Flores?
Do you place me in that rank of verminous fellows that destroy things for wages? Offer gold, the lifeblood of a man! Is anything value too precious for my recompense?
I understand thee not!
I could have hired a journeyman in murder at this rate, and mine own conscience might have slept at ease, and have had the work brought home.
I'm in a labyrinth. What will content him? I would fain be rid of him. I'll double the sum, sir.
You take a course to double my vexation. That's the good you do.
Bless me. I'm in a worse plight than I was before. What will please him? For my fierce sake, sir, I prithee, make away with all three possible. And if thou beest so modest as to not name the sum that will content thee, paper blushes not, send it in writing, and it will follow you, but I prithee, take thy flight.
You must fly too, then.
I?
I'll not stir a foot else.
What's thy meaning?
Why? Are not you as guilty? In, I'm sure, as deep as I. And we should stick together. Come, your fears counsel you but ill. My absence would draw a suspect upon you instantly. There were no rescue for you.
He speaks home.
Nor is it fit. We two, engaged so jointly, should part and live asunder.
No! No! Oh! This goes not well!
What makes your lips so strange? This must not be betwixt us.
Oh, the man talks wildly.
Come, kiss me with a seal now.
No! Oh! Heavens, I doubt him!
I'll not stand so long to beg for it shortly.
Take heed, De Flores, of forgetfulness. 'Twill soon betray us.
Take you heed first. Faith, I have eased you of your trouble. Think on it. I'm in pain and must be eased of you. 'Tis a charity. Justice invites your blood to understand me.
Oh, I dare not!
Quickly!
Oh, I never shall! Speak of it yet further off, that I may lose what has been spoken, so no sound may remain on it. Oh, I will not hear such another offence again for such another deed.
Soft, lady, soft. This last is not yet paid for. Oh, this act has put me into spirit. I was as greedy on it as the parched earth for moisture when the clouds weep. Did you not mark? I wrought myself into it, nay, sued and kneeled for it. Why was those pains took? You see, I have thrown contempt upon your gold. Not that I want it not, for I do, most piteously. And in order, I will come into it and make use of it. But I place wealth after the heels of pleasure. And will not I resolve in my belief that thy virginity was perfect in thee, I would accept my recompense with a grudging, as if I had but half my hopes that I had agreed for.
Why is it impossible thou canst be so wicked, and shelter such a cunning cruelty to make his death the murder of my honour? Thy language is so bold and vicious, I cannot see which way I can forgive this with any modesty.
You forget yourself? What? A woman dipped in blood and talk of modesty?
Oh, misery of sin! Would I have been bound perpetually unto my living age in that baraquo than to hear these words? Think upon the distance creation set twixt thy blood and mine, and keep thee there.
Look but into your conscience. Read me there. 'Tis a true book. You'll find me there, your equal. Push. Fly not to your birth, but settle you into what the act has made you. You know more now. You must forget your parentage to me. You are the deed's creature, and by that name you lost your first condition, and I now claim you as peace and innocency has turned you out and made you one with me.
With thee, foul villain!
Yes, my fair murderess, do you urge me? For I'm all the sweets that ever darkness tasted. If I enjoy thee not, thou'lt ne'er enjoy thy love. I'll blast the hopes and joys of marriage. I'll confess all my life I rate at nothing.
Dolores!
I shall live free from all love's plagues then. I live in pain now. That flame-shooting iron will burn my heart to cinders.
Oh, sir, hear me!
She that in life and love refuses me, in death and shame, my partner she shall be.
Oh, sir, hear me once abroad. I'll make me the master of all the wealth I have in gold and jewels. Send me poor unto my bed with honour, and I am rich in all things.
Let this silence thee. The wealth of all Valencia will not buy my pleasure from me. Can you weep fate from its determined purpose? So soon may you weep me.
Vengeance begins. Murder, I see, is followed by more sins. Was my creation in the womb so cursed it was ensnared with a viper first?
Come, rise. Shroud your blushes in my bosom. Silence is one of pleasure's best receipts. Thy peace is wrought forever in this yielding. Alas, how the turtle pants. Thou'lt love, anon, what thou so fear'st and feign'st to venture on.
fellow has undone me endlessly. Never was a bride more fearfully distressed. The more I think upon the ensuing night, the more I dive into my own distress. There's no venturing into his bed. What course soever I light upon without my shame, which may grow up to danger. He cannot let justice strangle me, as I lie by him as a cheater use me. 'Tis a precious craft to play a false die against a cunning gamester. And here's his closet. And here abroad in the park. I'll be so bold as to look in it. Bless me! A right physician's closet 'tis, set round with vials, everyone her mark too. And what manuscript lies here? The book of experiments called The Secrets in Nature. How to tell whether a woman be with child or no? I hope I am not yet. If he should but try, though. That which is next is 10 times worse. How to tell whether a woman be maid or not? If this should be applied, what would become of me? Give the party you suspect a quantity of the spoonful of the water in the glass marked M, and on she that is a maid will have 3 several effects. 'Twill make her incontinently gape, then fall into a sudden sneezing, and last into a violent laughing, else heavy, dull, and lumpish. Where had I been? I fear it, yet 'tis 7 hours till bedtime.
Madam, are you here?
Seeing that wench now, a trick comes in my mind. 'Tis a nice piece gold cannot purchase. I come hither, wench, to look my lord.
Oh, but I'd such a cause to look into. Why, he's in the park, madam.
There let him be.
Aye, madam. Let him compass whole parks and forests as great ranges. At roosting time, a little lodge can hold him. Earth-conquering Alexander, who thought the world too narrow for him, in the end, had but his pit-hole.
I fear not modest, Diaphanta.
Your thoughts are so unwilling to be known, madam. 'Tis ever the bride's fashion towards bedtime to set light by her joys as if she owed them not.
Her joys? Her fears, thou wouldst say.
Fear of what?
Art thou a maid, and talkest so to a maid? You leave a blushing business behind, but strew your heart for it.
Do you mean good sooth, madam?
If I had thought upon that fear first, man should have been unknown.
Is it possible?
I would give 1,000 ducats to that woman that would try what my fear were, and tell me true tomorrow what she gets from it. And if she like it, perhaps I be drawn to it.
Are you in earnest?
Do you get me the woman, and then challenge me, and see if I fly from it. But I must tell you this, by the way, she must be a true maid, else there's no trial. Her fears are not mine else.
Nay, she who tightly into your hands, madam, shall be a maid.
I shall be shamed else, because she lies for me.
A strange humour. But are you serious still? Would you resign your first night's pleasure and give money too?
As willingly as live.
Oh. I do not know how the world goes abroad for faithful honesty. It's both required in this. Madam, what say you to me? And stray no further. I've a good mind in troth to earn your money.
You're too quick, I fear, to be a maid.
How? Not a maid? Nay, then you urge me, madam. Your honourable self is not a truer with all of your ears upon you.
Bad enough, then.
Then I, with all of my lights and joys about me.
Glad to hear it. So you'll put your honesty on an easy trial?
Easy? Anything.
I'll come to you then this is it. Dive banter? You drink no worse than I do.
And in doing so, not question what 'tis, but take it.
Now if the experiment be true, 'twill praise itself and give me noble ease. Oh, and there's the first symptom. What haste it makes to fall into the second. Oh, there, by this time, most admirable secret. On the contrary, it stirs not me a whit, which most concerns it. Justice, in order, and if we're circumscribed, one happy accident gives way to another. How now, wench?
Oh, madam, I am so light of heart, so pleasurable, but one swig more, sweet madam.
Aye, tomorrow we shall have time to sit by it.
Now I am sad again.
And it lays itself so gently too. Come now, most honest dive banter as I shall call thee now.
Pray tell me, madam, what trick call you this?
I'll tell you all hereafter. We must discuss the carriage of this business.
I shall carry it well, because I love the burden.
At midnight, you must not fail to steal forth from his bedchamber, that I may use that place.
Oh, fear not, madam. I shall be cool by that time. The bride's place them with 1,000 ducats. Oh, I'm for a justice now. I take a small portion with me. I scorn small fools.
Who of my gentlemen are absent? Tell me and truly, how many and who?
Antonio, sir, and Franciscus.
When did they leave the castle?
Some 10 days hence, sir. One intending for Valencia, the other Riamata.
The time accuses them. A charge of murder is brought within my castle gates, Paraco's murder. I dare not answer faithfully their absence. Right. A strict command of apprehension shall pursue him suddenly and either wipe the stain off clear or openly discover it, providing we need warrants for the purpose. See, I am set on again.
I claim a brother of you.
You're too hot. Seek him not here.
Yes, amongst your dearest bloods. If my peace find no fairer satisfaction, this is the place must yield account for him. For here I left him. And the hasty tie of this snatched marriage gives strong testimony of his most certain ruin.
Certain falsehood. This is the place indeed. His breach of faith has too much marred both my abused love, the honourable love I reserved for him, and mocked my daughter's joy. The prepared mourning blushed at his infidelity. He left contempt and scorn to throw at those friends whose belief hurt him. Ah! 'Twas most ignoble to take his flight so unexpectedly, and throw such public wrongs at those that loved him.
Then this is all your answer.
'Tis too fair for one of his alliance, and I warn you, this place no more see you.
The best is, there is more ground to meet my own revenge on. Honest Flores?
That's my name, indeed. Saw you the bride? The good madam, which way took she?
I've blessed mine eyes from seeing such a false one.
I'd fain get off. She is not for my company. I smell her brother's blood when I come near her.
Come hither, kind and true one. I remember my brother loved thee well.
Oh, purely, lady. Methinks I am now killing him again. She brings it on so fresh to me.
Thou canst guess, sir, For an honest friend has an instinct of jealousy at some foul, guilty person.
Alas, no. I am so charitable, I think none worse than myself. You did not see the bride?
I prithee, name her not. Is she not wicked?
No. A pretty easy round-packed sinner, as your most ladies are, but at no hand wicked. I am called, I think. Her company even overlays my conscience.
That De Flores has a wondrous honest heart. He'll bring it out in time, I'm assured of it. Oh, he is the glorious master of the day's joy. 'Twill not be long before he and I do reckon. Sir?
You are most welcome.
You may call that word back. I do not think I am, nor wish to be.
'Tis strange you found your way to this house, then.
Would I'd ne'er known the cause. I am none of those, sir, that comes to give you joy and swill your wine. 'Tis a more precious liquor that must lay the fiery thirst I bring.
Your words and you appear to me great strangers.
Time and our swords may make us more acquainted. This the business. I should have a brother in this place. How treachery and malice have disposed of him. I am bound to inquire of him which holds his right, which never could come fairly.
You must look to answer for that word.
Oh, fear you not. I'll have it ready drawn at our next meeting. Keep your day solemn. Farewell, I disturb it not. I'll bear the smart with patience, for a time.
'Tis somewhat ominous, this. A quarrel entered in upon this day. My innocence relieves me. I'd be wondrous sad else. Jasperino, I have news to tell you. Strange news.
And I have some to tell you, my lord. As strange as yours, methinks. 'Twas Diophantus' chance, for unto that wench I do pretend honest love, and she doth deserve it, to lead me into a back room of the house, a place where we choose for private conference. Well, upon her leaving me, I did hear your wife's voice in the room next to me, and lending more attention still, De Flores louder still.
De Flores, thou art out now.
Oh, you'll tell me more or not.
Still open. The very sight of him is poison to her.
And I was staggered too. But Diaphanta did confirm it upon her return.
Diaphanta?
And then we both fell to listen. And words were exchanged that to lend interest in women.
Peace. Quench thy zeal. It is dangerous to thy bosom.
Then truth is full of peril.
Such truths are. Oh, if she were the sole glory of earth and spoiled, she sleeps not here. Yet I have time, though night be near, to be resolved hereof. And prithee, do not weigh me by my passions.
I never did weigh a friend so.
Done charitably. That key will lead me to a pretty secret that Chaldean taught me. I've spent my study upon some. Take from my closet a glass inscribed there with the letter M, and ask me not my purpose.
Sir, it shall be done.
How should this hang together? Not an hour since her woman came to me, pleading her lady's fears, and delivered her for the most timorous virgin that ever shrank at man's name. And so modest, she begged her weep out her request to me, that she should come, in darkness, to my bosom.
Things go well. My woman prepares yonder for her sweet voyage, which grieves me to lose. Necessity compels it. I lose all else.
Modesty's shrine is set me on the forehead. Cannot be too short. My Joanna!
Oh, sir, I was bold to weep a message to you. Pardon my modest fears.
She's abused, questionless. Oh, here you come, sir.
The glass. Upon my life, I see the letter.
Sir, this is M.
'Tis it.
I'm suspected.
How fitly our bride comes to partake of this.
What is it, my lord?
No hurt.
Pardon, sir, I seldom taste of any composition.
But this, upon my warrant, you shall venture on.
Fear 'twill make me ill.
Oh, heaven forbid that.
I am put to my cunning. The effects I know, if I can but feign them handsomely.
Has that secret virtue, sir, it ne'er missed upon a virgin? It takes their precedence.
Oh, but this is the strangest trick to know a maid by.
Oh, you give me joy of heart to drink, my lord.
No, thou hast given me such joy of heart that never can be blasted.
What's the matter, my lord?
See now, 'tis settled in a melancholy. Keeps both the time and method. My Joanna, chaste as heaven's breath, as morning's womb that brings the day forth, and thus my love encloses thee.
Oh, heaven. Is this the waxing moon? Does love turn fool, run mad, and all at once? Siri, here's a madman, akin to the fool too, a lunatic lover.
No, not even got the letter from.
Compare his inside with his out and tell me.
Well, the out's mad, I taste on that. To the bright Andromeda, chief chambermaid to the night of the sun, at the sign of Scorpio in the middle region, sent by the bellow menders of Aeolus. Pay the post. This is stark madness.
Now, mark the inside. Sweet lady, having now cast off this counterfeit cover of a madman, I appear to your best judgment a true and faithful lover of your beauty.
He is mad still.
If any fault you find, try those perfections in you which have made me imperfect.
Oh, no!
Tread him not underfoot, that shall appear in honour to your bounties. I remain mad till I speak with you, from whom I expect my cure. Yours all, or one beside himself, Franciscus.
Mistress, you may have a fine time with it. And my master and I may give over our professions. Seems fit that you can cure madmen and fools faster than we, and with fewer pains too.
Very like.
Mistress, you see that I am privy to your skill. If you minister once and set up in the trade, I shall put in for my third. I'd be fool or madman else.
First place is thine. Believe it, Lolio, if I do fall.
I fall upon thee.
So. But thy counsel now. How do I deal with them?
Right. Do you mean to deal with them?
Nay, the fair understanding how to use them.
Oh, abuse them! That's the way the mad to fool and make a fool of the madman, and they get treated kindly.
Tis easy. I'll practice. Do thou observe it, the key to my wardrobe.
Fit yourself for them, and I'll fit them both for you. How's that?
Will all be perfect things now. Tomorrow night, as if to close up the solemnity, the Mandario expects us.
Well, I misjudge the madmen most. The fools will do well enough. I have taken pains with them.
They cannot miss. The more absurdity, the more commends it. So, no rough behaviours that fright the ladies. They are nice things, thou knowest.
Have no fear, sir. As long as we are there with our commanding pizzles, they shall be as tame as the ladies themselves.
Well, I shall see them once more rehearsed before we go. Lolio, by the way, how does my wife brook her restraint? Does she not grudge at it?
So, sir. But she takes some pleasure in the house. She would have been all else. But you must allow a little more length. She's kept too short.
Well, she She shall to Vermanderos with us, that'll serve her a month's liberty.
Oh, sir, what's that upon your face?
Well, O'Neill, I see nothing.
Cry of mercy, sir, 'tis your nose. It shows like the trunk of a young elephant.
Oh, wait, rascal. I'll prepare the music, lawyer.
I was told so how else. Tony! Where art thou, Tony?
Here, cousin! Where art thou?
Come, Tony! The footmanship I showed you.
I'd rather ride, cousin.
I would take you, but I'll keep you out now. Look, vault in, Tony. Tra-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la, la. And then, and on.
Ooh, is this another curse?
Yes, if it please your worship. You remember your figure, Tony?
Yes, cousin. When I see my figure, I can remember mine. His wingtails. There's wax enough for no Icarus. More than half the cats or the 18 moons. He's down. He's down! Oh, what a terrible fall he has! Stand up, my son of Cretans. And let us trade the labyrinths. I'll bring thee to the clue.
A pretty cuz. Let me alone.
Art thou not drowned? About thy head, I saw a heap of clouds, wrapped like a Turkish turban. On thy back, a crooked, neon-coloured rainbow hung, like a tiara down onto thy hands. Let me suck out the billows from thy belly. Hark, how they rumble and roar in the strains. Bless thee from the pirates.
Pox upon you, let me alone!
Wouldst thou mount so high as Mercury, who hast reversion of his place? Stay in the moon with me, Adulian, and together we shall rule these wild, rebellious waves that have drowned my love.
I'll kick thee if again thou touch me, thou wild, unshapen antic. I am no fool, you bedlam.
But you are, as sure as I am, mad. Had I put on this habit of a frantic, with love as full of fury to beguile the nimble eye of jealousy, and am I thus rewarded?
Ah! Dearest beauty!
No. I have no beauty now, nor never had, but for what was in my garments. You, a quick-sighted lover, come not near me. Keep your comparisons. You're aptly clad. I came a failure to return stark mad.
But stay, or I shall change the position and become as you are.
Why, Tony? Whither now, fool?
Who's fool, usher of idiots? Coxcomb, I have fooled too much.
Aye, we'd best remain mad a while longer then.
So I am. Stark mad. I have cause enough. And I could throw the full effects upon thee and beat thee like a fury!
Do not! Do not! I shall not forget the gentleman under the 40 down! Alas, I saw beneath your foot skin before now. Ha! Come, I can give thee comfort! My mistress loves you! But there is an arrant madman in this house as you are a fool. Your rival whom she loves not. If, after the mask, we can rid her of him, then you prove your love to her, she says, and the fool may ride her.
May I believe thee?
Yes. Well, you can choose whether you will or not.
She's eased of him. I have a good quarrel on it.
Well, keep your own station, sir, and be quiet.
Tell her I will deserve her love.
You would like to get what you deserve.
Down, 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 and then with a horse trick to kick Latona's head and break her bowstring.
This is the other account of it. I'll put him out of his humour. Having cast off this counterfeit cover of a madman, I appeal to your best judgment, a true and faithful current lover of your beauty. Now this is pretty well for a madman.
Ah, what's that?
Chide those perfections in you which have made me imperfect.
I am discovered to the full.
Yes, I shall have the fool in you ere I've done with you. Yours all, or one beside himself, Franciscus. This madman will be, sure.
What do you read, sirrah?
Your destiny. You shall aim for this trick.
Art thou of counsel with thy mistress?
Aye. Next, her apron strings.
Give me thy hand.
No. I should put this in my pocket first. So, if you love my mistress as well as you've managed this, you should be cured of your madness for sure.
And none but she can cure it.
Yeah, I shall pass you over then. She can cast your water next.
Take for thy pains past.
I hope I shall deserve more. My mistress loves you, but desires proof of your love for her.
There I meet my wishes.
That will not do. You must meet your rival and hers.
He's dead already.
You say this, but I parted with him not a moment ago.
Show me the man.
Aye, now there's the corpse. See him before you kill him in any case. But it needs not go so far, neither. 'Tis but a fool who haunts this house, and my mistress is the shape of an idiot. Bang but his fool's coat well favouredly, and well, 'tis well.
Oh, soundly, soundly.
But wait till the mask be over. Then, if you do not find him in the dance yourself, I will show him to you. Now, in. In! My master!
He handles him like a feather.
You ready, Miss Lollier?
Oh, yes, master.
Good boy, Lollier. 'Tis perfect. Well fit but vastly strange, and we shall have coin and credit for our pains.
Oh, yes.
One struck, and yet she lies by it. Oh, this strumpet serves her own ends, 'tis apparent now, devours pleasure with a greedy appetite, and never minds my honour or my peace, plays havoc with my right. Oh, but she pays dearly for it now. There's no trusting of her life with such a secret. That cannot rule her blood to keep her promise. Besides, I have some suspicion of her faith to me, because I was suspected by my lord, and it must have come from her. This done my terrors, another clock strikes too.
Where are you?
To Florence?
Aye. Has she not come from him yet?
As I'm a living soul, not.
Sure, the devil has sowed his itch in her. Good, trust a waiting woman.
I must trust somebody.
Push. They're termagants, especially when they fall upon their masters and have their ladies' first fruits. They are mad whelps. You cannot stave them off from game royal. Then you are so harsh and hardy. Ask no counsel. I could have helped you. To an apothecary's daughter would have fallen off before 11 and thanked you too.
Oh, me. Not yet. This whore forgets herself.
Peace! I have it now. We must force a rising. There's no remedy.
How? Take heed of that.
You quiet! Or else give over all.
Really, I had done then.
This is my reach. We'll set afire some part of Diophantus' chamber.
Fire? That might endanger the whole house.
You talk of danger when your fame's on fire.
'Tis true. Do what thou wilt now.
Oh, I aim at most rich success. Strikes all dead, sure. The chimney being afire, and some light parcels of the least danger in her chamber only. If Diophantus should be met then, far from her lodgings, which is now suspicious, it would be thought her fears and affrights drove her to seek succour, if not seen or met at all, and that's the likeliest. For her own shame, she'll hasten towards her lodgings. I shall be ready, with a musket primed, as 'twere to clear the chimney. That is proper, but she shall be my mark.
I am forced to love thee now, because thou providest so carefully for my future.
Sweet, it concerns the safety of us both, our pleasure and continuance.
Prithee, one word, how for the servants?
I'll dispatch them some one way, some another in a hurry, for hooks, buckets, ladders. Fear not you. This deed shall find its time. I've just now thought upon a safe conveyance for the body too, how this fire purifies wit. Watch you your minute.
Fear keeps my soul upon it. I cannot stray from it. Something ill haunts this house. It leaves a shivering sweat behind. I am afraid now. Oh, this night hath grown so tedious. Oh, this strumpet. Had she 1,000 lives, let he not leave her till he had destroyed every last one. Oh, another clock strikes 3.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Hark! How heartily he serves me! His face loads one, but look upon his care! Oh, who would not love him? The East is not more beauteous than his service.
Fire! 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 Away! Dispatch!
Hooks, buckets, ladders!
That's well said! The fire bell rings. The chimney works. Peace, my charge is ready.
There goes a man worth loving. Oh, you're a jewel.
Pardon, frailty, madam. In troth, I was so well I forgot myself.
You'd make trim work. Hie to your chamber, your reward follows you.
I never made so sweet a bargain.
My Joanna! Alas, art thou risen too? I was coming, my absolute treasure.
Oh, when I could not find you, I could not choose but follow.
Thou art all sweetness. The fire is not so dangerous.
Are you so sure, sir?
Prithee, tremble not. Believe me, 'tis not.
Bless my house and me.
My lord, your father.
Nay, whither goes that piece?
To scour the chimney.
Ah, well said. Well said. That fellow's good on all occasions.
'Tis a wondrous necessary man.
He hath a ready wit. He's worth a mortar. A dog of a house on fire, but I've seen him singed there now. Ah, there he goes.
'Tis done.
Come, to bed, sweet. Alas, thou wilt get cold.
Fear keep that out. But, alas, my heart will not be still until I hear how Diabanta, my woman, fares. 'Tis her chamber, her lodging chamber.
How should the fire come there?
Oh, never a better soul lady countenance. But in her chamber, negligent and heavy, she escaped to mine twice.
Twice?
Strangely, twice, sir.
Those sleepy sluts are dangerous in a house, and they be ne'er so good.
Oh, poor virginity! Thou hast paid dearly for it.
Bless us. What's that?
The thing you all knew once. Diophantus burnt.
Oh,
Wolves are greedy of her. Burnt all to death, sir.
Oh, my besieged soul!
Not a tear more. I charge thee by the last embrace I gave you in bed before this raised us.
Now you tie me. Were she my sister, she would get no more.
How now?
All dangers past. You may now take your rest. My lords, the fire is thoroughly quenched. Ah, poor gentlewoman. How soon was she stifled?
De Floris, then tell what remains of her, so that we as mourners may follow her. I would ask this of my servant, even of my lord himself.
Command it, sweetness.
Oh, which of you spied the fire first?
'Twas I, madam.
And took such great pains in it too. 'Twere well you were rewarded.
It shall be. De Floris, call upon me.
And upon me, sir.
Rewarded? Precious! Here's a trick beyond even me! I see now, in all bouts of both sport and wit, always a woman strives for the last hit.
I cannot taste the benefits of life with the same relish I was wont to do. Man I grow weary of, and hold his fellowship a treacherous, bloody friendship. And because I am ignorant on whom my wrath should settle, I must think all men villains. And the next I meet, whoe'er he be, the murderer of my most worthy brother, what's he? Oh, the fellow that some call honest, De Flores. But methinks honesty was hard bestead to come there for a lodging, as if a queen should make her palace of a pest house. I find a contrariety in nature betwixt that face and me. The least occasion would give me game upon him. Yet he is so foul that one would scarce touch him with a sword he loved. He walks a purpose by, sure to choke me up, to infect my blood.
My worthy lady fair.
Just offer to come near and breathe upon me.
A blow!
Yea, are you so prepared? I'll rather like a soldier die by the sword than like a politician by thy poison.
Hold, lady, as you are honourable.
All slaves that kill by poison are still cowards.
I cannot strike. I see her brother's wounds, fresh bleeding in her eye as in a crystal. I will not question this. I know you're noble. I take my injury with thanksgiving. I, like a wise lawyer, and as a favour will wear it for the worthy hand that dealt it. Why this from she that but yesterday appeared so strangely loving to me? But instinct is of a subtler strain. Guilt must not walk so near her lodge again. She came near to me then.
All league with mankind I renounce forever, until I find this murderer, not so much as a common courtesy, but I'll look up. For in this state of ignorance I live in, a sister might salute her brother's murderer and wish good speed to the villain in a greeting.
Lady Brach.
Pray keep on your way, sir. I've nothing to say to you.
And may comfort, flesh.
I have forsworn continent. In truth I have, sir. And as you are merely man, I have not left a good wish for you nor any here.
Unless you be so far in love with grief, you will not part with it upon any terms. We bring that news, we'll make a welcome for.
What news can that be?
Throw no scornful smile upon the zeal I bring you. 'Tis worth more, sure. 2 of the chiefest men I kept about me, I hide not from the law, nor from your just vengeance. And to give your peace more ample satisfaction, thank these discoverers. Speak, Livius.
It was my wife's fortune, for she was most lucky at the discovery to find out lately that within our hospital of madmen and of fools, 2 counterfeits slipped into these disguises. Their names Franciscus and Antonio.
Both mine, and I ask no favour for them.
And now that which draws suspicion on their habits, at the time of their disguising, agrees justly with the day of the murder.
Oh, blessed revelation!
Nay more, I'll not hide mine own in way of justice. They both feigned a journey to Briar Martyr, and so wrought out their leaves, and my love was so abused in it.
Time is too precious to run it waste now. You have brought a peace the riches of 5 kingdoms could not purchase. Be my most happy conduct. I thirst for them. Like subtle lightning will I wind about them and melt their marrow in them.
Contains a face for ugly ere it be seen, and despite him so seeming bottomless.
Then drive it home! A shallow probe of this ulcer will not search it soundly, and I fear it'll be found full of corruption. It's fit that I leave you now. Opportunely she returns from her walk. He took the back door after his leaving her.
My fate wait for this unhappy stroke at my first sight of woman. She's here.
Altamiro!
How do you?
How do I, sir? How do you? You look not well.
You read me well enough. I am not well.
Not well, sir? Is it in my power to better you?
Yes.
Nay then, you're cured again.
Pray resolve me one question, lady.
If I can?
None can so sure. Are you honest?
That's a broad question, my lord.
That is not a modest answer, my lady. Do you laugh? My doubts are strong upon me.
'Tis innocence that smiles, and no rough brow can take away the dimple in her cheek. Should I strain a tear too to fill the vault, would that give you the better cause to?
'Twere be hypocrisy of a sadder colour, but the same stuff. Neither your smiles nor tears shall move or flatter me from my belief. You are a whore!
What a horrid sound it hath! It blasts beauty to deformity. What face soe'er it falls upon, it strikes it ugly. Oh, you have ruined what you can never repair again.
I'll demolish and seek out truth within you, if there be any left. Let your sweet tongue prevent your heart's rifling. There I'll ransack and tear out my suspicions.
There you may, sir, but please tell me whereupon this ground is that you lost your love, that my spotless virtue may but then tread on it.
Unalterable! A ground you cannot walk upon. You fall down before all grace and goodness when you set your ticklish heel upon it. There was a visor of your cunning face, and that became you. Now impudence, in triumph, rides upon it. How comes this tender reconcilement else, twixt you and your despite, your rancorous loathing, de Flores? He who your eye was sore at sight of has now become your arm supporter, your lips saint.
Is there the cause?
Worse, your lust devil, your adultery!
Would any but yourself say that, to return him to a villain?
It was witnessed by the counsel of your bosom, Diaphanta.
Is your witness dead, then?
Was the wages of her knowledge, poor soul. She did not live long after discovery.
Then hear a story of not much less horror than how false suspicion is beguiled with. To your bed scandal I stand up, innocence, which one black other deed may stand proof of. Your love has made me a cruel murderess, or a bloody one. I kissed poison for it, stroked the serpent, that thing of hate. Oh, so worthy in my esteem, and him so worthy to be so employed. I caused to murder that innocent Paracro, having had no better means to ensure yourself to me.
Oh, the place itself has crime been for vengeance. 'Twill have it now. Thou art all deformed.
Forget not, sir, 'twas for your sake that.
Thou shouldst have gone 1,000 leagues about to avoid this dangerous bridge of blood. Here we are lost.
Remember, I am true unto your bed.
Vengeance of eternal! The sheep trample their carcasses! Must ask pause what I must do in this. Meanwhile, you shall be my prisoner only. Enter my closet. On what part of this sad story shall I begin? Oh, this same fellow has put me in. De Flores.
Noble Alcimero.
I have news for you, sir. My wife has her commended to you.
That's news indeed. I think she would commend me to the gallows if she could. She ever loved me so well. I thank her.
Was this blood on your band, De Flores?
Blood? No, sure. 'Twas washed since.
Since when, man?
Since t'other day. I took a knock in a sword and dagger school. Oh, I'm sure 'tis out.
Yes. 'Tis almost out. 'Tis perceived, though. I had forgot my message. This it is. What price goes murder?
How, sir?
I ask you, sir. My wife's behindhand with you, she tells me, for a brave bloody blow you gave upon Paracro.
Upon? 'Twas quite through him, sure. She confessed it.
As good as death to both of you, and much more than that.
Could not be much more. It was but one thing, and that is, she's a whore.
Could not choose but follow. Oh, cunning devils! How should blind men know you from fair-faced saints?
He lies! The villain doth belie me!
Let me go to her, sir.
Nay, you shall to her. Peace, crying crocodile. Your sounds are heard. Get your prey to you. Get you into her, sir. I'll be your panda now. Rehearse again that scene of lust, so you may be perfect when you come to acting before the black audience. Clip your adulteress freely. 'Tis the plan that will guide you to the mere mortem where you shall sink to fathoms bottomless.
Alcimero, I have a wonder for you.
No, sir. 'Tis I. I have a wonder for you.
I have suspicion, near proof itself, of Paracro's murder.
Sir, I have proof beyond suspicion for Paracro's murder.
I beseech you, hear me. These two have been disguised ever since the deed was done.
Sir, I have two other more close disguised than your two could have been ere since the deed were done.
You'll hear me. These, mine own
Hear
servants.
me! Those closer than your servants that shall acquit them and prove them guiltless.
That may be done with easy truth, sir.
How is my cause banding through your delays? 'Tis urgent in blood and calls for haste. Give me a brother, alive or dead. Alive, a wife with him. If dead, for both a recompense for murder and adultery.
Hark, 'tis coming to you.
Nay, then, I don't long for company.
What horrid sounds are these?
Come forth, thou twins of mischief.
Here we are! If you have any more to say to us, speak quickly. I shall not give you the hearing else. I am so stout yet, and so I think this broken rib of mankind.
And hosts of enemies entered my citadel with not a place like this. Joanna! Beatrice!
Nay! Come not near me, sir! I shall defile you. I am that of your blood that was taken from you for your better health. Cast it to the ground regardlessly. Let the common steward take it from distinction. Beneath yon stars, upon yon meteor, ever hung my fate. Monks things corruptible, I ne'er could pluck it from him. Mine honour fell with him, and now my life. Alcimero, I am a stranger to your bed. Your bed was cozened on the nuptial night for which your false bride died.
Diaphanta!
Yes! And the while I coupled with your mate at Barley Break, now we are left in hell!
We are all there. It circumscribes us here.
I love this woman in spite of her heart. Her love I earned out of Paraquo's murder.
My brother's murderer!
Yes! And her honor's prize was my reward. I thank life for nothing but that pleasure. It was so sweet to me. I have drunk all up, left none behind for any man to pledge me.
Horrid villain. Keep life in him for further tortures.
No, I can prevent you still. 'Tis but one thread more, and now, 'tis cut. Make haste, Joanna, by that token to thee. Canst not forget, so lately put in mind, I would not go to leave thee far behind.
Forgive me, Alsamiro. All forgive. 'Tis time to die. Who is ashamed to live?
My name is entered now in that record, where until this fatal hour 'twas never read.
You are sensible now what truth hath done. It is the best comfort your grief can find.
Sir, I am satisfied. My injuries lie dead before me, I can exact no more. Unless my soul were loose and could overtake those dark fugitives that are fled from thence, to take a second vengeance. But there are wraths deeper than mine. 'Tis to be feared about them.
What an opacious body this last moon that changeless hath. His beauty changed to ugly whoredom. His servant obedience changed to a master's sin, imperious murder. I, a supposed husband, changed embraces with wantonness. That was paid before. Your change has come too, from an ignorant wrath to knowing friendship. Sir, you have a son's duty still living. Please you accept it. As your sorrows go from your eye, let them go from your heart. At the grave, man and his sorrows must part.